What do you got going on, Dan?
It has been challenging out there, to say the least. You know, it's been tough. I'm just working on new listings right now. I've got a few coming on the market. I've had a really good first quarter so far.
Yes, you have.
But it's not easy for buyers right now. Sellers are having a field day still.
Yeah. You got anything under contract?
I got a bunch under contract. I got about, I got like $2.5 million under contract right now.
Yeah.
And I got listings coming on. People are just waiting. I'm trying to encourage them to put it on the market sooner than later because the market's crazy right now.
Sure.
And I don't know. Who knows what the spring is going to bring, the spring market, right? Like, you're going to see more inventory, but there's still so many buyers, so it's all going to get swallowed up.
I definitely don't think we're getting that flood of the spring market inventory.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
I think give it.
I think it would already.
Yeah,
more weeks.
I think we're going to start. No, I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see a little wave. Not like a typical massive wave, but it's going to be a good.
I think weather has to do with it too. It's still cold out. Once the sun starts popping out, people will start moving around, moving things in their house. All right, maybe now's the time to start thinking about listing.
Inventory is still really low.
Yeah. Any challenging when you went on deposit? Any challenging sales?
Yeah, I had one just yesterday fall apart. Buyer, I think, got cold.
Your listing or your buyer?
I had the listing. Buyer backed out of because of something silly in the condo docs, and it was really, I think, a matter of cold feet. But we got it under contract like immediately.
With the backup offer?
We had backup offers, yeah. Ready to go. And I'd called, they're like, yep, we're ready to go, we're ready to sign right now. So
Thank God you had
it
a
was
good
fine, we
strong
didn't lose much time. Yeah, it worked out fine.
What do you got going on?
Got 2 listings coming up. Land, pretty cheap land too. So
Whereabouts?
up in Stafford Springs, which Dan
Approved.
knows.
I know this.
Approved. It's already approved. Has the plans, right?
No,
Actually, you sold the house that was next to
Is
it.
the seller gonna be building that? He's building it?
No, he's not going to build.
Oh, okay, so he's selling the plans
What's
and
the
lot.
acreage? How
Plans on the
much?
lot. It's like 5+ acres.
Super
it was-
cheap.
Yeah, super cheap. You sold the house next to it, didn't
Yeah,
you?
sold the house next to it
And-
for over $450, I wanna say, $475.
And that was a
So
Very
5
good
acres.
clause.
How much?
150,000.
150.
150.
For 5 acres.
That's
And
exactly.
it's already cleared lot.
It's all cleared.
And approved.
And
It slopes down a little bit, not a lot.
So walkout
so you got a
basement.
walkout basement,
Yeah.
views of private land in the back.
and you'll never have anyone ever develop behind you because that land you can't build back there.
Right.
Because of wetlands?
It's
'cause
wet, but it's
town-
cleared, and so you got a nice view. It's pretty
Some
serene.
pretty trees.
It's very nice.
Nice.
You're out there, but if somebody's looking out in that area to build, it's
And which are the listings?
a great spot.
I got a 3-family coming up in New Britain. 2 of the 3 floors beautifully renovated. 3 bay garage in the back, detached garage. They updated the electrical, updated heating systems, hot water.
Multifamilies on fire right now.
Yeah, literally.
Right?
So the comps came in higher than 420, and I told them, hey, because they don't want to do, they don't want to provide any credits or repairs. So I was like, hey, let's list it at 399. It's going to create a huge frenzy, and I bet you it ends up selling higher than 420 with a lot of waived contingencies, which is what they're looking
New
for.
Britain 3-family.
Near
Boy,
CCS.
that's a very aggressive price.
right near
Right?
CCSU.
Well, what condition is it in?
Amazing condition.
Because Vanessa had a
It's a good number.
2-family in New
Yeah,
Britain,
it's gonna go way over.
right?
Yeah.
3 bedrooms per floor. She listed at a 425. Crazy multiple offers, but very nicely
Very
updated.
nice. 3
Yeah.
bedrooms
Yeah.
per unit.
I gave the owner to give the tenants a heads up to allow us the weekend for open houses, or at least one day for
Yeah.
the weekend for open houses. A day, so I said a day for photos and marketing, a day for an open house, and then after that, if there's an appraisal and inspection, just to give the tenants a heads up that we're going to be in their space.
I was going to ask you how you're going to set up showings because multifamilies are so challenging to get buyers in there, right?
We're gonna either,
So
ideally, I would love 2 open houses, right? Saturday and Sunday. We're
Yeah.
gonna list probably on Friday. The goal is not to bother the tenants.
Yeah.
the multifamilies open house style is the way to go.
The less disruption, the better.
Yeah, I just had a deal close that ended up being 2 months delayed, so that was a huge challenge. Ended up being, I represented the seller, which actually I sold them the house, they flipped the property, and then with the FHA rule of you can't, first-time home buyer can't purchase a flip property if it was purchased 30 days prior, within 30 days of the sale. So we had to do an extension of 30 days, and then the buyer didn't get their documents in time, and there was a whole fiasco with that, so then it was another 30-day delay.
But closed.
Finally closed.
Congratulations.
And come to find out, it was a kid I went to college with. It was his mother, and I didn't even know that until the neighbor told me who I went to college with. Small world in real estate.
All right.
What's up with your Bristol property?
Well, let's go highlights. Wait a minute, hold on a minute. Highlight. I got a couple in Bristol. Highlights, lowlights. So definite highlight.
Bristol King.
Just closed on 15 Laurel Grove Road. So clients come to me and say, we're looking for an antique home. Has to have a pool, right? How many antique homes actually come with a pool? Preferably 3-car garage. If it doesn't have a 3-car garage, we want a barn. And more acreage the better, because the guy's retiring and wants to fly his airplanes. What do you call those?
RC planes.
What are they?
RC planes.
RC planes. There you
Remote
go.
control planes.
15 Lower Grove Road, Middletown. 10 acres. House built in 1750. 2-car garage with barn. An amazing pool. And an additional house on the property. 2/3 bedroom home that they're going to rent out. So that closed on Friday. So
Wow.
I just got a Google review today, which is always great.
And I actually think we have some YouTube videos of you negotiating.
I think we do. I think we do. So that was definitely the highlight.
Price point?
That closed at 1.2.
Wow.
1.2.
Counting his pockets.
Well, it's a
Hey, we're gonna
silver
be
bar, so
listing their home in Middlefield coming up. Teresa, the property girl, is working on the staging there. Maria and Fantastic Construction, they're doing the clean out and the upgrades.
Good.
So that'll be hitting the market soon. Bristol property, I don't know which one you're referring to, but one that was 2 acres that was aggressively priced. We're at 3 when went to 275. That did go under deposit.
Nice.
So we got a happy buyer on that one. Another one in Bristol, 100 Pond View. That was listed by another agency. We just took it over. Open house has been great. We're on the 2nd weekend, so no offers yet.
How's the
We're
activity?
getting some. It's slowing down a little bit.
Why
We're on week
do
2.
you think?
We haven't found the right buyer yet. All right, because the house is amazing, so that's going to go soon. too.
Back to buyers getting cold feet in today's market.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Why do you
One of the
think-
buyers
I mean,
did get cold feet.
It's happening more now than I feel like it's ever happened. right?
Because you're submitting these aggressive offers.
Right.
Some people are shopping pretty much at the top of their budget.
Mhm.
Right.
And now they need to go over asking, so they're really at the top of their budget.
Yeah.
They felt they overpaid.
Well, hold on, not that part, but also you're in the groove of competing against someone, right? And finally, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna win. I'm gonna give this offer, and then you get the offer finally accepted, and they're like,
And then buyer's remorse kicks in.
They're like, oh shit! I actually got the property. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough conversation to have. Be like, well, you guys got this one. They're so shocked and they're so like second guessing their decisions after
Yeah.
you say you've won this one, but that's just what you have to do to get these deals done.
Sure.
I mean, and everybody's fairly close for the most part. What percentage of buyers that come to see the house, how many of them are making an offer? Like, for instance, I had one in New Britain. I had about 35 showings or so.
I say you're getting seven.
7 offers. So what's that? 25% of the buyers that come through are submitting offers.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty high number, pretty high
Sure.
percentage of buyers submitting offers. So if that's what that number is, 25%, let's say, that's a pretty good number.
And
that's a good statistic to tell people, like, hey, 25 or 20 to 25% of buyers who are coming to see this house are actually submitting offers.
And then your buyers are saying, well, where are the other offers at, and this and that, and you know, sometimes the listing agent's not going to disclose
Sometimes you
what the
don't
other
know.
offers are. But being on the listing side of things and seeing offers come in, typically all the offers are very close to one another.
They really
you
are.
might have one
Yeah.
or two right at list price or not as strong,
Yeah.
but the rest are within a $5,000.
The majority of them
range.
are really truly within that certain range,
Yeah,
within the price
and
point.
it's the little things that sort of mean a lot, right? The little details. Are they waiving mortgage contingency?
How strong is their
Did that
inspection
loan officer
contingency?
actually reach out to the listing agent
Right.
and talk about the buyer's financial
Right.
strength, right?
Or you just have one person who just blows everybody out of the water with some crazy offer, and usually that buyer ends up being
Yeah.
the one that gets
or,
cold feet.
or the buyer completely waived the home inspection, or the home inspection wording was structured in such a way that was
Yeah.
attractive to the seller, right? So I just want to deal that way in East Hampton, where multiple offers were coming in. House was listed at 525. We did an escalation to 575. But you know what? We didn't want to sit around and wait to potentially lose it. We made an offer saying, hey, we'll go to 550 right away if you guys accept our offer tonight. Which they didn't accept our offer that night, but the next day they came back and said, you know what? The terms are, way it's structured, they're strong buyers. They accepted our offer at that number. Now we did a home inspection for informational purposes only with no escape clause except for structural issues or environmental issues. And thank God we did, because it had a radon mitigation system in place. which wasn't functioning correctly, and we went to test the radon. It came in at 40, which is
That's crazy.
which is way
high.
up there. Yeah, way up
Wow.
there.
So what'd you do?
Well, of course, we asked them to get the radon corrected. There was a couple other things that we don't have the right to necessarily ask, and we couldn't back out for it, but they were accommodating. So they're going to get that corrected, and they're taking care of a few things.
What and the radon mitigation system was not working. We're not functioning properly.
I think they just had the system turned off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Because there was a switch that was off.
Because I saw your
It's
video.
terrible.
I saw your video, and I was like, well, I've sold properties, and then we had the radon mitigation system installed. So then I was thinking, making sure like how often should the company come back out and make sure it's
Well, they
serviced.
should-
I mean,
they
Well,
have
yeah,
to service
that's a
it,
great
really.
point.
yeah, because it's a very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just didn't want to turn it on and go, okay, it's going to be okay. We want to make sure that's fully functional.
Did the gauge show that it was off on the radon pipe?
No, that's
that's why-
a funny thing.
And I
so
still-
that little blue
Yeah.
thing that looks like a thermometer
Right.
was still, not equal.
Showing that it was
Yeah.
working fine.
Yeah,
But is
Wow.
it because it was not?
but also, that little blue dye they put in there,
Yeah.
it was separated. So I don't know if it got like
Maybe because,
some-
like you said, it was off. Maybe that's why it wasn't working
yeah,
properly. Who knows?
yeah. So hopefully minor.
Did you guys retest after saying, oh,
Mike Thibodeau, you guys know Mike Thibodeau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he actually installed the system, so he's going back out to check it out and retest.
Okay.
Shout out to Mike Thibodeau for radon mitigation. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows, right? We sometimes submit offers that don't get accepted, and I submitted an offer for a buyer in Holland, and I had the conversation, which I like to have this conversation because in this challenging market, it's like, I'm telling her that, you know what, in order to win a deal in this market, you have to absolutely love a home, right? If you just sort of like it and if I get it, I get it, and if I don't, I don't, you tend to not be the one that wins the deal, right?
Sure.
So, it was a perfect house, great condition. I think an engineer on the property was just so well maintained. And she liked it, but she didn't love it, right? But she's a very strong buyer. We structured our offer pretty well, and the agent comes back to me and says, hey, you guys look like you're going to win the deal, but everyone else waived all home inspections, including septic, and you guys structured your only to do septic, but and with repairs over $5,000. Are you willing to waive that? She didn't waive it. And we restructured it more of a pass-fail, but they ended up going with the other buyer
Really?
because they waived it all together.
Same
So-
price though? Same price that you did?
Well, they didn't really disclose all that, but we
Imagine
we
that.
were neck and neck.
I just could never, swallow that pill of telling somebody to, hey, waive a septic inspection.
Well, they
septic
actually
inspection-
did a septic inspection in 2019.
Yeah.
So a lot of buyers were going off of that.
It's one thing to waive, and we don't want people waiving anything, but unfortunately that's what the market brings
Yeah,
us.
we
and the
try
buyer
to
has
avoid
the
it as much as
confidence.
possible.
But with a home inspection, you can be inside the home, you can physically look around, it's visual. Septic, leach fields,
You can't see
you can't see
No.
any of that. That's all underground,
No
right?
idea,
No, with this particular property, they did have a report from 5 years
Right.
ago, and you
That-
hope it, yeah.
And well water testing. I mean,
Yeah.
well water testing, sure, you can test the flow of it and make sure everything.
I don't want
That's
bacteria
fine.
in my
But
water.
what if you take a sample of the lab? I mean, to put a radon mitigation system for the water.
Yeah, what are we
in,
talking?
$5,000-$6,000.
Yeah. But as long as you know that number,
Yeah,
then
and
at
you're
least
okay
you know
with
what's the
it.
maximum you
Yeah,
can spend.
yeah.
Right?
One of the first deals I ever did had such nasty bacteria in the well water, and the solution to that was replacing the septic tank because the septic tank was leaking into the.
Oh, boy.
and the-
Wow.
Wow.
So just imagine
Did
what
the deal fall apart?
No, we kept
They
it
stayed
together.
together,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. They installed a new septic tank
They
and
just have shitty water.
I was gonna say, but the buyers have bad breath. But
but they ended up doing one of the UV light
Yeah.
water and then replacing the septic
if I
tank
had
and
well
retesting.
water, that UV system
You have
would
to
be
have
automatic.
It. You have to have it.
Right? What is it?
They're,
$3,000?
They're expensive, but they're awesome.
Yeah, 3,500.
Yeah.
But you have peace of mind, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe so we can keep doing this. Any real estate deals you guys need, buy, sell, rent, or even questions, let us be your real estate resource. Burgio Sousa team, located in West Hartford, but cover all of Connecticut.
You ready to buy or sell? Reach out to Burgio Sousa team.
I just said that. So, all right. We'll see you
Thanks,
guys.